Don Prince left the institution and traveled on I-20 to a rest area about 65, 70 miles from Lee Correctional Institute, where he was told to look for a biker-type individual at the picnic area.
That biker type was, in fact, a SLED agent.
We had placed the undercover agent out at a table by himself so he'd be away from any traffic. We weren't sure how Don Prince was going to react when he was arrested, and we'd heard he always carried a gun.
Other agents watched from nearby to videotape the meeting and make the arrest. The rendezvous time was 5 p.m. The prearranged code was for Don Prince to ask directions to Turbeville, a town across the state. At 5:20, the subject pulled up.
Don Prince walked down and asked him where was Turbeville.
It must be done.
Special Agent Weisenhofer posed as a motorist using the telephone.
Father.
Agent Chastain and the others prepared to move on his signal.
Our code was when Special Agent Weisenhofer dropped the phone, then everybody would approach Mr. Prince.
The undercover agent said he was ready to do the next hit against Larry Marshall. But Prince said they wanted to wait until things cooled down.
Special Agent Weisenhofer dropped the phone and confronted Prince.
Hands up!
As I arrived, Don Prince put his hands up initially and put his left hand toward his pocket. And at that time, I brought him down to the ground, and then we effected the arrest.
Come on, buddy. Come on, man.
After we arrested Don Prince and put him in handcuffs, we picked him up off the ground, and as I was bringing him up off the ground, he said the things you do for your brother, and was coming to the realization of what had happened to him at that point.
Agents recovered Don's gun from his car. His brother Bill was expecting to hear the payoff had taken place, but instead would soon learn Don had been arrested, and their days of ordering contract killings were over.
The Prince brothers are the most vicious individuals that I've ever been around. Bill and Don Prince are cold-hearted murderers in our eyes, and obviously in the court's eyes too.
Bill Prince, already serving a life sentence, was convicted of conspiracy to commit murder and sentenced to an additional 22 years in federal prison. His brother Don was sentenced to 17.5 years for his role in the murder-for-hire plot.
It was a huge team effort between SLED and the FBI, and we were actually able to save some lives. But it's really gratifying when you realize at the end of the day that people probably would have been killed if we weren't there.
Closing cell 6.
Bill Prince was moved to administrative segregation. No more unmonitored visits. No more murder plots.